Hey flag fans, I'm Gray, and welcome back to Flag Facts. Today's show is all about one of the most well-known and provocative flags of the American Revolution. That's right folks, it's time to talk about the Gadsden Flag. With its bold yellow background and coiled rattlesnake, the Gadsden Flag is an instantly recognizable symbol. And chances are you already have an opinion about it. But where did this flag actually come from? And what does it mean? Well, let's start with the easy question. The flag itself first appeared during the American Revolution and is named after the South Carolina politician and businessman Christopher Gadsden. In 1775, Gadsden was a member of the Marine Committee of the Second Continental Congress, which had been charged with outfitting the ships of the newly formed Continental Navy. While it cannot be said for sure that Gadsden himself designed the flag, we do know that in February of 1776, he presented a flag to the Provincial Congress of South Carolina that was described as an elegant standard, such as is to be used by the Commander-in-Chief of the American Navy, being a yellow field with a lively representation of a rattlesnake in the middle, in the attitude of going to strike, and these words underneath, "Don't tread on me." And the flag was indeed used by the Commander-in-Chief of the Continental Navy, Esek Hopkins, who flew the flag as his personal standard on board the USS Alfred. So why a rattlesnake? Well, that brings us to the one and only Benjamin Franklin. In the mid-18th century, Britain began to send convicted criminals to the colonies. In response, Franklin's Pennsylvania Gazette published an article in 1751 that satirically suggested that if Britain was going to send America its criminals, the colonists should repay the favor by shipping them back rattlesnakes. At the time, rattlesnakes could be found all over the colonies, but there were none to be found in Europe. This made the rattlesnake a uniquely American symbol. Then, a few years later in 1754, the Gazette published the first known American political cartoon, which featured, you guessed it, a rattlesnake. The snake was cut into sections that represented the American colonies, which sat above the words, "Join or Die." The cartoon appeared during the French and Indian War, which was a conflict that directly affected the colonies. Franklin's cartoon was an appeal to unite the colonies in the fight against the French and their allies, and perhaps, most importantly, convince the British to support a unified colonial government. However, this idea didn't fly with the British, as they feared colonial unity would have the potential to threaten their control, which, as it turned out, was something they were absolutely right to worry about. Fast forward 20 years to the beginning of the Revolutionary War, and Franklin once again likened the colonies to a rattlesnake, anonymously writing to the Pennsylvania Journal about a painting of a snake that he saw on the drum of a Marine. Franklin said that he recollected that her eye excelled in brightness, that of any other animal, and that she had no eyelids. She may therefore be esteemed an emblem of vigilance. She never begins an attack, nor, when once engaged, ever surrenders. She is therefore an emblem of magnanimity and true courage. As if anxious to prevent all pretensions of quarreling with her, the weapons with which nature has furnished her, she conceals in the roof of her mouth, so that, to those who are unacquainted with her, she appears to be a most defenseless animal. And even when those weapons are shown and extended for her defense, they appear weak and contemptible, but their wounds, however small, are decisive and fatal. Conscious of this, she never wounds till she has generously given notice, even to her enemy, and cautioned him against the danger of treading on her. Was I wrong, sir, in thinking this a strong picture of the temper and conduct of America? Needless to say, Benjamin Franklin was quite the rattlesnake fan. But now, back to the Gadsden flag. By the time Christopher Gadsden presented the flag to the South Carolina Congress and Esek Hopkins raised it on board the Alfred, the rattlesnake was a well-established symbol of colonial resistance. The rattlesnake, combined with the vibrant yellow background and straightforward motto, made the Gadsden flag a particularly potent design, with an outspoken, anti-British, pro-revolution sentiment. So how is the flag perceived today? Well, that's more of a complicated question, and most likely your political leanings inform your opinion of the flag. Today, the flag is most closely associated with conservative politics, though it can be found more broadly in pop culture, and it does occasionally show up in support of liberal causes. In the 1970s, the flag found some use in libertarian circles, but it did not see widespread popularity until its adoption by the modern Tea Party movement in the 2010s. In most recent years, the flag has seen use by supporters of Donald Trump and was one of several Revolutionary-era flags flown during the January 6th attack on the Capitol in 2021. The flag has also faced accusations of racial connotations. Some have pointed to the fact that Gadsden himself owned slaves, while others point to the symbol's use by the Confederacy during the Civil War. However, it is pretty clear that the flag originated in a non-racial context. In the age of the internet, the satirical power of the rattlesnake has once again emerged, and oh boy, there are a lot of parodies. From ones with poorly drawn snakes, to these designs that replace the snake with other animals, and many, many more. So what does the flag really mean? Well, as is the case with any symbol, the meaning is derived from the context. While you could really dive down the rabbit hole on this one, more than anything else, the Gadsden flag is a symbol of protest. From its use by the colonists in the American Revolution to the Confederacy in the Civil War, libertarians in the 1970s, and the Tea Party in the 2010s, to LGBTQ advocates and Trump supporters, gun rights enthusiasts, and abortion rights activists, the Gadsden flag can have meaning to all of them. Ultimately, the Gadsden flag is a distinctly American symbol, one that can be both noble and ambiguous, yet deeply imbued with the spirit of resistance. And there you go. That's everything you need to know about the Gadsden flag. So what'd you think? Is it a good design? Do you think more flags should feature a snake? Let us know in the comments below, and while you're down there, be sure to like and subscribe for more flag-related content just like this. If you're in the market for a Gadsden flag, or any other flag, head on over to FlagandBanner.com for all your flag flying needs. And as always, thank you for watching. We'll catch you next time on Flag Facts.